We talk to a lot of filmmakers here on 207, especially filmmakers from Maine, most of whom are small, independent movie makers. And they tell us about their films, and we try to get the word out. But there are two parts to the story: how the movie was made and then how it gets out to the audience. That's what we're talking about today with Sarah Friedman, who produced, wrote, directed, and acted in the film Heightened, and Dave Register, who also was in the film as an actor. You're both from Cape Elizabeth. It's good to have you here on 207. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
So let's just recap a little bit. You actually shot this film in Cape Elizabeth when, Sarah?
In summer of 2021.
Want some?
No. Thank you.
You don't like them?
Not really.
What? Why? They're so cheesy and perfect and delicious.
Well, I've never actually had them.
You have to try some right now.
I can't.
Why? You want a diet? Not that you need to be. Your body's fine.
How did you get involved in the project, Dave?
Sarah reached out to me in the summer of 2015 and said, I have a short film script. I think you'd be good for it. We're going to shoot it in Maine in September. Would you be interested? And I said, send it to me. And she did, and that was, well,
Wait, she didn't misspeak. That was 9 years ago that she reached out to you.
This is how long the project has actually been in gestation.
All right,
Yes.
We'll fast forward a little bit. The film was finished and ready to be sent out into the world a year ago, and you came on and talked with us here on 207. But there were some things that happened that were way beyond your control, and you couldn't promote the movie as you wanted. What
Yes.
was it that happened?
Well, our union, SAG-AFTRA, went on strike, and it was mostly striking against, larger studios and companies for better pay, protections against AI, et cetera. But we ended up not being able to promote the film under that strike.
So you weren't able to get the word out. This was the first feature film that you had ever made. It was entirely your baby. How frustrating was that?
It was interesting because, of course, I was frustrated for the film. I understood the greater good of the strike, and I'm glad for all the protections it afforded us. But at the time, it was definitely a bit of a bummer, so I'm glad I can talk about it now.
The good news is it's been a year since then, and now things are happening. Where can people see Heightened?
So we are thrilled to have partnered with Freestyle Digital Media, which is a distribution company, and Heightened will be available October 1st and later on all video-on-demand platforms. So that includes Apple TV and Amazon. Those are the big ones and the really easy and great ones to find it, as well as your cable, satellite, video-on-demand. And we'll also have DVDs available on Amazon, Walmart, all the major retailers.
So happy you're home, dear. We were so worried about you, weren't we?
So worried.
Can I get anyone a drink?
Eleanor shouldn't be drinking,
Oh, right.
but I'll have a G&T.
Dave, you happen to be in an Amazon series called Fallout. Second season is going to be shooting fairly soon. What kind of reaction do you get from people? Are people seeing programs that are on Amazon, that are on Apple, that are on all the various platforms? Are they finding the shows, and do you get feedback?
Yeah. I don't get recognized a ton, but people will come up to me occasionally and say, "Oh, you're that guy from Fallout." It's a well-received show. It's based on a big video game IP that's been around since the 90s, so it's got a big kind of baked-in following, but it's reached a wider audience so far. And I think people are tuning in and watching shows and keeping up to speed on what's out there.
Nobody ever said that making your own movie, doing it, with just a lot of elbow grease and a lot of hope and a lot of inspiration and not much money would be easy, and then getting it out, as we said, a whole different story. Now that it is going out into the world, how does it feel to you?
It feels so good. As Dave said, we made a short film version of this in 2015, the feature film version in 2021, so it has been a long time coming. These characters have lived with us for ages, and it is just so exciting to just get it out there for people to see. And the film does deal a lot with mental illness, so the hope is that people can watch it, feel less alone, or understand their friends a little better, and it just feels really great.
Well, I applaud your patience. 9 years is quite a wait. Thank you for coming in. Good to have you here. Good luck with the film. Again, it's called Heightened. If you'd like more information on the movie and where you can see it, we've got a link. Check out our website or app. Go to the 207 section. You'll find the info there. Stick around. Back with more right after this.